I'm here with Rick Squires for Virtual Media Day for Volleyball. Rick, can you tell me, you returned the majority of key players that went 29-7 last season and made a 17th straight NCAA tournament appearance. How high are your expectations this fall?
I think our expectations are pretty similar to what they are most every year, which is to try to be a factor in the MIAA conference race and hopefully be in a position where we can aspire to compete for a conference championship. And typically, if you're capable of doing that, then you have a pretty good chance to find yourself in the NCAA tournament as well. So, considering that we do have, I think, a pretty good group returning, and fully understanding that it is tough to do any of those things, we will set our sights high and hopefully have some things fall into place for us and be playing in the postseason.
You have one senior and one graduate transfer. Talk about the youth on this team and what you expect from the veterans.
Well, it is always important to have veterans contributing and veteran leadership. And we do have, just one 4-year senior in Annie Wolf, but she's an awfully good one. She'll be accompanied by Emma Schroer, who is a very experienced player, even though she'll only be in our program for her first year. But I think she will get up to speed very quickly and function as a senior on this team at some point. We're also very fortunate to have a good junior class, highlighted by a couple of our team captains in Caitlin Thomas and Tara Ziegelbein. And so there's a little more of a veteran feel to this year's squad than maybe there was last year, even though we will have some young players on the floor, whereas last year a number of those girls were freshmen. This year they will be sophomores. So there is a big difference, even with 1 year of experience. So we're not, a highly veteran team by any stretch, but we do have some experience this year, especially compared to last year.
Talk about the non-conference schedule you put together. UNK will travel to Colorado and also make a rare trip to the East Coast.
Yeah, it's a mixed bag, a little bit of everything. Going back to our RMAC stomping grounds at Colorado School of Mines with a tournament that I think we'll see probably a lot of different levels of competition. I'm sure we'll be tested. I know we're playing one of the top schools in the RMAC in Colorado Mesa, so we'll definitely get a measuring stick there in some capacity. But it's also a nice place to go. It's a great location for a tournament. The facilities are great, so it's, I think, something to look forward to as we start the year. Then we get to play at home in the UNK Fall Classic, which is always a nice opportunity to get some matches on your home court. And then, mainly due to the fact that there's not a lot out there the third weekend because most schools are playing conference play, we were able to find some matches out east in the Boston area, hosted by Merrimack University. We're actually going to play 6 matches out there. We're going to play Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, and really not sure what to expect. It's kind of the last tune-up, so anything that you want to try going into the conference race, I think we'll get a chance to do that, and hopefully maybe even build some depth on a roster by that point. We would like to be able to go out there and play the majority of our roster at some point and have them ready to go once we get back to open up at Fort Hays on Tuesday.
And what do the MIAA and Central Region races look like this year?
Extremely deep, as usual. Some of the usual suspects will be back in the mix. I mean, you look in the MIAA, and Central Oklahoma has now established themselves as a perennial favorite, along with Central Missouri and Washburn. Missouri Western being a team that's been right there in the top 4 the last couple of years. Northwest Missouri being strong. It's a league where the last place team can beat the first place team, and so it's that kind of a conference. Throw that conference into the Central Region with the Northern Sun, where Last year, 2 teams in the top 5 didn't even make the tournament. So it's a ridiculous regional. You're looking at, Concordia, St. Paul, Wayne State, Minnesota, Duluth, Northern State. Winona State, I'm told, has a team that maybe is a top 5 program. Southwest Minnesota. I mean, it just goes on and on, the level of depth when you look at these 2 conferences. So I would suspect that this region will have 8, 9, maybe 10 teams ranked in the top 20 at some point this season.
Perfect. Thank you, Rick.
Thank you.